This is The Minx Show. Reloaded.
So how are you, City?
I'm chilling, man. I'm trying to survive in these trying times. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Same
trying
old.
trying times indeed. it's just
Yeah,
been
definitely, definitely.
it's
You
been just
know,
so difficult, for all of us black individuals who are just trying to keep pushing, especially as musicians in this type of
yeah.
climate. How has it been affecting you and your family?
Um, for the most part, at first, we had some big plans for the beginning of the year. The big homie special ed had something big for us set up. That was kind of gonna start to push things forward, especially with the South by Southwest and some other big things. So of course those got pushed back, because of COVID. And I'm not gonna lie, for a minute I was like, damn, I started to fall back myself because I was just frustrated. I was like, why now? You know what I'm saying? But fortunately, what that actually did was just give me more ideas. Like, all right, I got to put a couple of things on hold. So what I'm gonna do for now? You know what I mean? I'm fortunate to have a studio in the crib and digitally work with my engineers. So I just came up with a new idea. You know what I'm saying? Which was actually the present project. You know what I'm saying? That's coming out. That's coming out. Why not? You know what I'm saying?
Right. So basically, because a lot of people they don't really understand, like, for us unsigned artists and independent artists, to have this quarantine, COVID, all this stuff, like,
Yeah,
they're complaining about, oh, I can't do this. Well, some of us, really had, things planned, like things that were going to allow us to catapult our career to the next level.
exactly, exactly.
And according to them, turning up at their homeboy studio is just so inconvenient, for what they have planned. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
but you keep it, you keep pushing. And I know one of the things that a lot of artists have been reaching out to me about is, Minx, can you help me with my setup? And I think we were telling artists for a long time they should have their own setups regardless.
exactly, exactly. I made that mistake one time. I used to record myself, and um I started once I linked up with Buck 3000. I started just going. I was going to the studio, so I was like, I sold everything.
Right.
I sold everything, and then when I moved to a better location, you know, um, I realized like, oh man, now I need it all over again. So I had to purchase everything all over again. But this is a perfect example of why you should have it. Because what if the quarantine would have lasted for 8 more months or like next year? And, now you can't, as an artist, you can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have the proper tools in order to just produce the music. You know what I'm saying?
And wait, how long was this? What was it, since January, right, or the end of January, around that time?
I can tell you exactly because I was so frustrated because I just booked the tickets and booked the place. You know what I'm saying? So that was March actually when it really started to go into locking stuff down because um yeah, March, Texas, actually their mayor got on like, all right, we're shutting down big events.
Mm.
So it was around March that all this started, you know what I'm saying?
So that makes me
So
think, like, wow, from March till now June. If
yeah,
any artists haven't, made any copious moves during this time, I mean, after I'm about to say after the Corona season is over,
yeah,
then, once we leave from, this prison, our own prisons
yeah,
at home, like, you better have something to promote. You better be ready to go.
yeah. A lot of people gonna be behind, you know what I'm saying? Like once again, it all goes into the whole idea of, you know, you gotta be a grinder in this game. It's more than just the talent. You gotta know the business, you gotta know what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of people rely on other people. Like, all right, well, I got a studio, I go to this dude's studio to record. I don't need nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's what they thinking.
Exactly.
And like I said, this is a prime example. So now that is when it's everybody's out free again. It's like, all right, now I want to book studio time. Now that engineer might have like that studio might be booked up. Now your project got to wait even longer and longer and longer. Meanwhile, if you would have had stuff already set, you could have been emailing that engineer your audio files and he'd clean up everything. It sounds like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, this was like literally like the perfect time to, in my opinion, I think artists should have been
But
like working on networking skills,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
even more so networking skills going on live. You know what I'm saying? Like even certain tools like going on live just to connect. That was a good time to connect with the people who actually follow you, or connect with people who might end up following you. You know what I'm saying? You might gain new followers and engaging with them. That was the engagement time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I did
You know,
notice something during quarantine. I did notice that I've seen you on Instagram Live more, and
yeah.
not even on no cringy shit. You just was vibing with your peoples and your fans.
Mhm.
And you know, what advice do you have for anybody that is trying to like now get into that? Like, because you were doing it from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, just it got to be generic. You know what I'm saying? I do everything generic. Even features, I do everything generic. So it's like spontaneous. So um, the best thing is just if you're in your studio or if you're just creating, sometimes it's good just to let them in because people relate to people. Like you can have the greatest music in the world, but nobody, if they don't have nothing to connect with you on, they're not going to click that link that you're putting up there all the time. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, so it's best just to, it could be any little thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a private person. I'm not like the type like I come from the grade that's like, all right, some things like I don't need people watching me, and but sometimes if you just want to connect with these people because these people are the people that's going to put you to where you want to get, or wherever you're at now, they got you there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's more than just you making the music. Like the people that actually are taking the time to listen, it's good to take that time out. Like, hey, how y'all feeling? Like, I know it's trying times. How y'all feeling? You know what I'm saying? And just
Exactly.
connect with them.
What do they call it? The homie check. You know, check in on your homies.
Yeah,
You
check in
know
on your
that's noble because a lot of people I've noticed like they will rock with you when they can actually relate to you. Like I totally understand that concept because I don't think like any celebrity that I do like, because some people think I don't like celebrities at all. There's a couple of people that I vibe with because I can feel that they're genuine with their selves and the fact that they really do care
yeah.
about the gifts that were given to them, which is also fans. People don't think that their fans are gifts, which they are.
Mhm.
Um, I feel like because we all know I'm a broadcaster. You know, there's other people that have shows and stuff like that. So, to see artists getting into the whole idea of sitting down and creating opportunity for themselves to be heard. Do
Yeah.
you see yourself actually getting into the game of being behind the scenes like me?
Um. mm, Not really. I mean, like it's interesting. It's definitely dope, but I think that it takes a lot of stuff to do what you do. It takes a lot. It's not like anybody just get up there, hey, hi, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
people connect and people join. It takes a lot to do that. And I'm not saying I'm an antisocial person, but I'm also, I'm not really, I like to do things on certain terms. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
just certain things that I don't want. I might not just feel like it that day. I might be like, oh well, I don't feel like talking to anybody. You know what I'm saying? As an artist, I can do that because it's like, you know, it's the music that they're gonna really want to hear. They want to connect with me, but at the same time, it's like I can turn it on and off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But to do that, takes it takes a lot of different type of skills that I'm not gonna say I might possess them, but I don't feel at this time I have it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. See
Yeah,
that's what makes it like so great is these are times that you can actually look at other different like areas to see maybe okay, if this is not working, I'm gonna try something else. So I always say if we are all focused on our fallback as well, then definitely we don't have anything to worry about what our main dream was or is, because I feel like at times we're faced with so many different obstacles. I believe quarantine is one of the major obstacles that we will ever face in our careers, whether we make it or not
Yeah,
make it in the eyes of social media. But
yeah.
what have you, like, as far as, like, let's say your creations that you have been working on during this time, is your music changing, or is your message changing? Like, what can we expect from this quarantine from you musically?
Well, all right. So I can say it definitely changed because I went into a whole nother mode. I mean, quarantine was nothing for me because like I said, like in my past, I did a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? So, and I did a lot of time for myself. Like I used that time in the system as time for mental growth and not fall into the whole strategic plan that they built, where it's like, all right, we're gonna give you these little activities to do. So this time that you're here, you're not gonna, grow mentally or anything. You're gonna go out there and do the same shit all over again and come back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So um the quarantine basically just built like a whole nother animal, I could say, because I felt more driven. I took like the frustration of like, damn, this was gonna happen, and it's something like this has never happened, and why now and all this other stuff. And I just took it in and just projected how everything I was feeling from it. I just put right into right into my art because like for me, I learned not to do this art, like never let the money or the idea of becoming a huge star, like don't mix that with the art. I do it for the love of it. Like I really enjoy doing this. You know what I mean? I enjoy creating, I enjoy coming up with ideas and concepts. I enjoy the whole entire process. So,
Well, I'm glad
um,
that you said that because, we're both, Twitter heads, guys. We love hanging out on
yeah,
Twitter. That's just the spot to be. If you ain't in Twitterville, you ain't popping. Um,
that's right.
the thing is that, I do notice as a person on the other end of the spectrum, it's like everybody cares about streams. They care about streams. They care about the number. They care about you know playlists. I do feel
Yeah.
like a lot of people are forgetting um, just the actual heart of being a musician. Even today I got into a little back and forth about somebody that was claiming that rappers all of a sudden were coming out with their activist bars. I
Yeah.
I don't really think that that's cloud chasing because you and I have been in the game for a minute, and the origin of hip
Mm-hmm.
hop was based on challenging authority, challenging police brutality, challenging how black
Exactly.
people were being treated. And
Exactly.
I personally, people get mad at the whole Black Lives Matter discussion, but I'm a person that obviously you know I'm hurt by obviously the events of what's been going on. So me, I
Mm-hmm.
went digging into my crates because I said, it seems like I hate the fact that police brutality songs don't ever age. They just
Yeah.
keep, it's like wine, it
I
keeps
think
getting better and better because you're like, hey,
exactly.
this is in my opinion, anyone that wants to say people are clout chasing for using their platforms to
Mm-hmm.
now speak out on these issues. I mean, you guys must be youngins and don't understand the history of hip hop.
Yeah.
Do you think that there should be some sort of better education to come from this with hip hop and its origins?
I think honestly, like especially touching on the issues that's going on, like um I believe that everybody should speak on, especially people like us, you know what I'm saying? Because we've all come from, especially independent artists, because we're not high class, we're not making that type of money where it's like we can tell the police, hey, give me your badge number. You can't do that. We're not in that position to do that.
Yeah,
So
they don't care really. They what badge
yeah,
number?
like we all, I know, especially me, like I've had various run-ins with them on stuff like, especially when it was stop and frisk. Like I could be dressed up in a suit going to an interview, and it's like, hey, come here. What's the issue? Oh, you fit the description. Really? Like, you know what I'm saying? But we all know that feeling, that scary feeling that we get, that in our stomach or our heart dropping the whole time.
when we're dealing with that officer. And the difference for us is like when it's over, it's like, whew, it's like, but you're still shaking. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Regardless of who you are, like you're shaken by it because in watching brothers die, it's like, damn, what a way to die. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can relate to how he felt prior to the death
The
because
fear.
you've been in that predicament. You know what I'm saying? Like so for me, like it built a lot of like it's just a point of getting tired of it. And I think that everybody should express their voice and their opinion on it, regardless of what. Hip hop is built on initially on fighting the system. Look at Public Enemy, Fight for Power. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that.
And
And
those
there's
those
not
songs
none
were
of that.
very empowering. They those were, when you hear
Yeah.
it today, like you feel like just, putting on your sneakers and just going outside to join and to
Yeah.
also protest, because I think there was I forgot which idiot celebrity said this on Twitter, but it was something along the lines of, if you've never been hurt by a cop or assaulted by a police officer, then you shouldn't be speaking. And I'm like, why does it take for you to be hurt physically, or
Yeah.
or like, it shouldn't take that. I mean, I've said it publicly several times. I've been assaulted by 5 police officers. I had my ass beat. I've screamed,
Yeah.
I can't breathe. I know that feeling. I have pictures. I have pictures of the black eye, the broken jaw, the broken ribs, and just to see that, there's always one officer out of the bunch that wants to egg it up a
Mm-hmm.
notch, and you know me,
Yeah.
just the way I talk, I'm very challenging. I'm a very challenging woman. So,
Yeah.
I guess I met my match that day. And for me to go home that day and, go to, a family member that is in law enforcement to see me come up and roll up that way, what happened to you? I'm like, cops, they fucked me up. They did this. They hurt me. And
Yeah.
they just was like, you could just see their face drop, like, damn, these are my brothers in blue. Like, what the hell is
Yeah.
this shit about? And it doesn't really matter. Like, that PBA card ain't shit. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
work.
It's not. It's not.
That shit
It's
don't
not.
work. I'm like, well, PBA, you stole this shit. That's exactly what they said to me. And I'm like, okay, so I guess I'm gonna get my ass beat. But it did really, like, I would say, it ignites a fire inside of you, especially when you've
Mm-hmm.
witnessed it, you've dealt with it. So again, it doesn't matter if you physically didn't get punched in the face or choked out by a cop. It's just
Yeah.
seeing your brothers and
Yeah.
sisters
You
going
don't
through that.
exactly. You don't have to like it. It's not even a point of the physical. We're taught this at a young age. You know what I'm saying? We're taught this at a young age to be scared of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know what's crazy about the whole thing, right? Is that um a lot of people look at it like, oh, I feel like this. I used to believe when I was a kid, I used to believe like, oh, like this is all just a strictly it is mainly a black thing, right?
Yeah.
Or not just a black thing, but black thing, a brown thing, whatever. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Any person of color. But there are actually those towns, like I've witnessed it by moving around, you know what I'm saying? But there's actually those towns, those white folks that actually live like us. Like they have a fucked up school system, they ain't
Yeah.
got shit, they got bars, you know what I'm saying? And uh they're getting whooped their ass whooped too. It's
Yeah.
weird,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But what happens is divide and conquer. So notice everybody who deals with this shit is always middle class, lower class, upper
Right.
class. They got the money for like it's a different issue going on. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes. It's all balancing. I
I
say it's
think
balancing state deficits, making
yeah,
deals. This all deals with the court.
so it's definitely something more. And I feel like that it's what's dope about now is that it's everybody is standing up right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the
It's
whole
everybody. It's
world.
not.
That you got people
Yes.
that in the freaking, what is it? The Amish that
Yeah.
they don't got phones, or like they tell us, they don't have phones, they don't have computers, they don't have Facebook, they don't have Instagram.
Yeah.
And these mofos came out with their whole garb and everything. And they are like, we're tired of this shit too, and we ain't even out there.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's tired. Like, and that's what I think is making like the police. Even if you look at some of these videos, they beating up the protests. They beating the hell out of these white people because they're like, like, what are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? Like this is fucking up the program. You know what I'm saying? Because, but at the end of the day, it's a beautiful thing to see everyone, you know, come together for a brother. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the days, that wasn't happening. You know what I'm saying? When Malcolm X and Huey P and all of them was more, that wasn't happening. You know what I'm saying? It was just us. That was it for
Well,
them. And,
I think most
you know
of
what I
it
mean?
comes from the fact that, I think it became more like serious because of social media. You know, we
Yeah, exactly.
we remember back in the day. Let's say the Apple the Luima, the Eric, well not
Mm-hmm.
Eric, what's his face, Sean Bell. Rest in
Sean
peace
Bell.
to all of them. We only had access via what the news showed us to watch. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They were able to
You.
crop out shit. They were able to angle
Mm-hmm.
like for me that edits videos. Because everyone knows like I do a lot of heavy video editing. You can actually
Yeah.
move a video to the side just a tad bit so you can't see certain things in the background or
Yeah.
zoom in on something so it's more focused on certain
Mm-hmm.
things. But now that you got everybody has a
Everybody.
phone. You can't
You want to know
hide
something
it.
funny? This is something funny. I did it today. If you go on YouTube and type in protests, right?
Mm-hmm.
All you're gonna draw up is nudes, and all of them is riot, looting.
Yep.
If you go to Instagram or Twitter, that's where you see like the positive protest, the peaceful protest, the brothers that's fighting against the people stealing and shit. Like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like all that's going on there, but you're not gonna see that anywhere on the news. You're not gonna see that on Facebook, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy.
See,
It's all it
that's
all just
a part of me feels like since everybody's in the mood of creating things and bringing awareness to certain matters,
mm-hmm.
we all should come together, create, I guess, a GoFundMe or something, some sort of
Yeah.
crowdfunding, and we just need to create our own app. An app with
Mm-hmm.
no algorithm, an app that is not monitored by people that want to suppress certain information. Obviously, we don't want no bad things on there, nothing negative, so that cybersecurity would be useful. Um,
Yeah.
but we need to have our own. This is why I was very surprised. A lot of people don't know that there is a black version of TikTok. Just like with Twitter,
Yeah.
we had to own Twitter by creating a black Twitter. Like, why do we as people have to create a black this? And that's the most of the shit you see promoted. It's the most funniest tweets. It's the most silliest tweets. It's the most inspiring tweets.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we can't really trust Twitter. We can't trust Facebook. We can't trust any apps right now that have investors. We have to be the investors of our own shit now because if
Yeah. We
we're
gotta take
calling the
control.
shots. We're calling the shots. Someone like let's say
Mm-hmm.
Timberland who pretty much took a bad situation of quarantine and created the versus situation.
Yep.
The power that we have to control our own entertainment. We really should look into that.
Yeah. Like even for instance, I the release, because this microphone here, this is my therapy. You know what I'm saying? So to really release my frustrations, I made a joint that's, what I mean, called America KKK. You know what I'm saying? And we all know that phrase.
Yeah,
You know what
let's
I'm
talk.
saying?
Let's talk about that because that's the new project. That's
Yeah.
one of the songs on the new project.
Well, actually, that song is actually not. It's not on the new project,
Oh, it's not on the new
but
project. Okay, you
yeah, it's
hit us
not
with a
because
random.
yeah, it was just randomly done because I was feeling a certain type of way, and I needed to vent, and you know, uh, I like, I decided like, I'm gonna release this and release it as a single, but my percentage of the royalties I donated to and I had two choices. You know what I'm saying? I could have did the NAACP's you know, defense, or I could have did the one which is change of color or change for color, which is or I'm sorry, color for change, which is Van Jones, which I'm a fan of Van Jones. You know what I mean? I respect everything that man does for the community and for black empowerment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And once again, it's that organization is founded by two black folks. You know what I'm saying? Two
Okay.
black brothers. Um, whereas the NAACP is not. You know what I'm saying? It's not exactly formed by it's Ida B. Wells and a couple others, but it was a couple of white folks that as well that and I feel like it's a lot of political gain on that side. So I decided to go with funding the strictly color owned and people that I've seen that are involved. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to pay them to come. You know what I'm saying? Like they're
Right.
there. You know what I mean? So
I mean,
yeah, I
do
just
you? I
decided
hate
just
this
to
question. I hate to ask this question, but do you fear like any backlash for that particular content? Because I know a lot of people when they drop these types of awareness
Mhm.
songs, they fear like, damn, I'm gonna lose my fans because of this.
Yeah, honestly, me, I don't even care. Like that's just me. Like, but I mean, if people have really been following me, then they know that I've always done this. You know what I'm saying? I've always done this. I've always either dropped a message somewhere along the line. Every project I've done had songs like this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the difference with this one is I'm not taking this particular moment and talking about just this particular moment, but I'm just telling them from my view how we feel like we're tired. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's that like in the chorus when I'm like first amendment shall have no risk. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm letting them know like I'm expressing myself. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And I'll just let them know like the second bar was like uh are people tired of this whole shit? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you don't think we'll burn down this whole shit? Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just I'm just letting them know how I feel and I'm pretty sure I'm speaking for a lot of our people that feel the same way. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, if people have something to say, then it is what it is. Like I'm not worried about that because at the end of the day, I'm making I'm making what I feel I need to put out there. You know what I mean? What I need to put in the universe.
Well, what are
You
your
know what I mean?
expectations of what you think is going to happen after everything is said and done with quarantine and as well as the civil protests?
You talking about as far as like in
Like
the
where do you
world?
where do you think that where the world is going to stand like after all this is said and done?
Man, I can only hope and pray, and I hope and pray that you know what I'm saying that because like yeah they arrested them, but that's not the end. Like this is gonna be a long process. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And I'm hoping that we don't get distracted. Like we don't get distracted. Like oh now this is going on. Let's pay attention to this. You know what I'm saying? Like because that's a normal thing.
Oh yeah,
Something
that that
happened.
that that always comes with the territory.
Yeah.
It'll be like the next
So
celebrity thing or something like that.
yeah, like and a lot of times it's some real BS that people get distracted by. And I'm hoping that, we stick with this until there is change, until there is change in laws, until we see this change in black and white. You know, you know
E-
what I mean? Like
exactly.
like that's my thing. Like and because if I just go by history, it's just history. This is just history repeating itself over and over again. It's like, all right, how many times are we gonna do this? You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that we do stick with it, people stick with it, and we do get some type of change out of that. As far as the whole corona thing, it's just kind of if I don't see no new cases in the month, like if that shit don't spike up, then that shit was suspect. They was doing something to people in the hospitals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
that's it.
you already
That's
know
real
people.
talk.
I've been saying it for a while that this whole thing, just the timing. Obviously with 2020, people were talking about the 2020 visions and the affirmations and manifestations of things. And a lot of
Hmm.
us had, we had high hopes for 2020. A lot of us were saying, "This is our year. This is my year." And it
Yeah, it
turns
started
out
off crazy.
it started. Yeah, it's still half the year. We're 6 months in, and
Hmm.
it just seems like it's getting worse and worse as the days go by. um I personally feel like this is the perfect time to keep building. And I was seeing some of these tweets that I'm reading from the music community is like really grinding my gears. Like, you have people saying this is not the time to release new music, you should be out there protesting. And I'm like, are
Yeah.
you out there protesting? I mean, I mean, some of us are using our platforms, like our little fan bases that we have, our little platforms that we
hmm
have to talk about these issues, to give the floor to people. And it's not good enough. It's never going to be good enough for people that sit home and just, complain.
Yeah, I mean, and Pac said one of the realest things ever. He said people gonna hate you for whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's a fact. So
And they're hating the
that's why I
wrong
just do
people.
me,
They-
because at the end of the day, when you think about it, like there's other ways to give to the movement other than standing out there. Like even if you just stand out there with a sign, but that they're playing their part. Everybody has a part to play. You know what I mean? On my end, since I'm no longer living in that environment, and up here it's like what am I gonna do? What am I really gonna stand in front of, like, trees? Right? You know what I mean?
oh,
But
exactly. Like the
what I do is I use my platform to I've been using my platform more or less to show more of, okay, this is what the police are doing to us. This is the positive shit we're doing. This positive protests out there. I'm not posting the looters. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Because that gives us all a negative in it, a negative look. Um, and you know, like I said, like my my new track releasing, I'm just giving all the royalties to, to a cause. You know what I'm saying? So there's other ways that you can help the cause other than just being out there, standing out there. You know what I mean? Like every cause is gonna need some type of funding.
Oh, of
You know what I
course.
mean?
Of course. And
So
there's people making
yeah,
music and they're not even worried about like the proceeds going to anything
yeah,
great. Like even with people making Black Lives Matter shirts, people that are making
mm-hmm,
quotes from Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and they're making
yeah,
a killing right now because of the situation. But my question was always, are you giving to the
yeah. Like, what are
families?
you doing with
Yeah,
it?
what are
Like,
you doing
are
with the
you?
money?
Yeah, exactly. Like, this isn't for self gain, and that's why I just like, you can take my royalties. I got a message to give. You know what I'm saying? And I'm constantly dropping knowledge because I feel like we need the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? We need to understand the past. We need to understand what took place prior, like everything that's going on. Because once again, if you don't know the history, you're doomed to repeat it. And it's
Yep.
like that's what we see constantly. It's like, all right, this happened. All right, we do this. Then the next generation, it happens again. We do the same thing. Next generation, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like people don't have that knowledge. You know what I mean? Like, even think about it. Like in the school systems, you're not going to learn about Malcolm X or Huey P. Newell. You're not going to hear about none of that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You might get a little sprinkle of Malcolm, like, oh, this guy Malcolm X, but you're mainly going to hear about Martin, Rosa Parks. They're going to keep it real minimal for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and of
And
course,
it's
like
up to
when
those
in
who have
doubt,
that knowledge to spread.
you still have to do your own research, even with what they teach you, because his story is
Exactly.
exactly that. History is his story. And
Mm-hmm.
my mom, she always told me that she was terrible in history, and I used to say why, and she said, I always learned better when a person actually went through something, and they're able to tell me with the emotion. It just sticks in my head a little bit better. That's why
Exactly.
when I talk to like elderly folks and just people in general, and they tell us about
Mm-hmm.
what racism was back in the day, you know I'm happier that we are in a generation of a bunch of kids, like young teens. They ain't with the shit. They're like, what? My best friend is white, or my best friend is black, and you are not
Yeah.
going to disrespect them.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, maybe this next generation will be able to smite, like just smite all of that. Just get
Yeah.
rid of it. Like the whole thing to me, I felt, even for myself, being in an interracial relationship, even though I hate that term, um, I've never really saw color. I always saw people, their spirits.
Yeah.
And in this time, I would definitely say I get a lot of dumb questions in the DMs, like, is it weird with your. No, because if we all for the same cause, why is it going to be weird to have a conversation? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if your significant other is not black and they are Latino, they are Asian, they are white, they are whatever, and they're equally as disturbed as you, there's no conversation to be had. It's all about how are we going to protect our children? How are we going to
Yeah.
create a world for them where we don't have to focus on that? But it's very real. I've seen couples and shit break up over this. That was it. He finally showed his true colors. I'm like, damn. Oh my God. But my heart goes
Yeah.
out to those who are, especially I hate to use the term hoteps, but I envision living in a world where everybody just is united. I mean,
Yeah.
the black woman gave birth to every race on this fucking planet. So
Hmm.
there's no way you can sit there and tell me that your you know, alteration in your genetics, aka being white, is better than me. It is you're
Yeah.
not better. No one is better than anybody, and everybody should just enjoy life, be on this planet together, keep this planet healthy and strong, and just focus on the frequencies and vibrations that keep this earth spinning.
Exactly. Exactly.
But it
Exactly.
sucks. It,
That's
it really
definitely.
does suck. It's like we a whole year so far, almost.
Mm-hmm.
We've experienced so many different things. I think that with the COVID crisis, it has helped us as people. Well, I'm not even going to say COVID because it didn't start with COVID. I knew the year was going to be fucked up when Kobe died. And I think at that moment was when everything started going downhill because I think so many people were so affected by that.
Yeah. Yeah. It was so crazy because I'm not gonna lie, my year started off a little too incredible. Like it started off. No year starts off like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I started making new connections, new networks. I started working with this, which I'm working with now. This engineer in Dubai. You know, and his mixing and mastering is incredible. I cannot hold you. He's been doing my new stuff. I still, of course, work with the legendary Buck Dallas. That's my home. You know what I mean? But yeah, I linked with this dude, and I linked with a couple of new producers and uh making new, sending me beats and you know so many things. Then like I said, the big homie Special Ed, was pushing forward with the label. Everything was moving, and he's we had major platforms set up. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely about to shake the game up, and things got kind of paused. Like I was working on my album, and I actually put it on hold because there was certain features I couldn't get because COVID and shit going on. So I was like, I pushed the album. I took the decision to be like, I'm gonna push the album back because I want this. I don't want it to be like, all right, well, I couldn't, and this couldn't get done, so I had to replace it, and you know, I want the wholehearted. If I'm gonna put this out there, it needs to be done right. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and my release date, which was June 12th, um, like my prior project, The Inevitable, which was released last year, May 20th, which marked the anniversary of my mother's death. June 12th marked the anniversary of my father's death. You know what I mean? So since I couldn't produce the album out at that time the way I wanted it to look, decided, I got back with, my DJ Bad, and it's been a few years since we dropped the project, you know what I mean? So it's like, yo, you ready? Let's do this.
Right.
Let's do this mixtape. 5 songs, all we need. The big homie Special Ed is in the beginning, of course. That's the only Easter egg I'm gonna give y'all. But the big homie Special Ed is in the beginning of it because that was long overdue. People's been waiting and asking, you know. And I was like, 5 songs. That's all you need. 5 songs, as long as I gave my all in each one, you know.
Right.
And title wise, why not? That's the title. Why not? Because I looked at it at the moment like, oh well, why are you doing that? Why not? You know what I mean? Why not? Why not drop this?
So why are you called like why is it a mixtape as opposed to an EP? Like what's the difference
Um,
between that?
so it is kind of all right. So it is a EP with a mixtape format. I took it back to my essence. That's where I started. You know what I mean?
Right.
like before I ever got a chance to make an album, I was doing mixtapes. I was doing mixtapes in the house. I was doing mixtapes with DJs and things like that. And honestly, when I got into the whole internet sector of the game and actually starting to produce numbers, download numbers, stream numbers, it was off of mixtape. So I took it back to the essence. I was like, you know what? I need to take it back to the essence and revisit what made me me.
Right.
So that's and I wanted to do it different. I wanted to do it not on the lane where it's like, all right, yeah, we're just gonna throw this on Dat Piff and Mixtape Start Live and all that stuff.
Oh, the Spinrella,
you know,
Spinrella, and
I was like, yeah, I was like, we're gonna put this on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon. It's gonna Tidal. It's everywhere. It's gonna be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just, doing what I do. I give genuinely me and my music. You know what I'm saying? So I had to take it back to that. So that's why I gave it that mixtape feel. You know what I'm saying?
so as far as let's say promotion for it, like do you plan on like dropping any videos, any visuals with it, or are you just going to just drop that as the mixtape and then go on to another project?
Nah, well, I'm always working. I'm always working. Like that project, when that was done, I started working on the next one already and everything else. Like everything, I'm always working. Like it's nonstop with me. Like I got projects lined up for the rest of the year, honestly.
That's what's up.
So that particular joint, what I'm doing is I'm definitely going to release visuals as they go along. The difference between this one and the one last year, like last year, it was generically dropped. I just dropped it. There was no heavy promotion behind it. I just wanted to see what it did without anything,
Right.
And it fared very well. I mean, as far as stream wise and everything else for something that was from an independent artist with you know, no major promotion or anything. So this go around, I'm definitely I decided to put a lot of promotion is gonna be going behind it. And I'm gonna drop the visuals as they come. Now that we're not locked in and caged in anymore up here, at least I can produce some visuals in different settings. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, that's good.
um,
That's good because up
yeah,
in New York, nah, that ain't it. We can't do that here. We're still stuck.
yeah,
So I most likely like
yeah. I know I can't go home.
yeah, like it's like you can't leave and you can't really do much. But I think that one of the
Yeah.
things that I plan on doing is maybe investing into like maybe some green screens or
Mm-hmm.
just to have it. It's good to have it just in case, but just in general, like you can't let like anything stop you from your vision of because I know a lot of people they had to change their ideas to accommodate the changes, and I ain't accommodating nothing. I'm like if it's gonna be like Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Scream, we gonna do it just
Yeah,
like that. It's just we gonna have to figure out another way to attain that goal. So I do
yeah.
find that admirable. Speaking of, are you going to be part of the documentary for New York Underground Hip Hop?
Oh, well, yeah, that would be great. You know.
I mean, I'm not facilitating it. I just saw it in a group, and they're kind of rounding up everybody. For those of you who don't know, me and City actually met a long time ago, just like a platform like this. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and New York Underground Hip Hop was pretty much our spot, our Friday night spot. We had our
Yeah.
bottles. We were dropping our SoundCloud links. We were dropping them MP3s, and everybody
Mm-hmm.
just it was like a big ass listening party. So basically, to celebrate its inception, they're actually doing a documentary. So I'm been talking to everybody about it, people that are not aware of it. So definitely reach out to
Yeah.
Cal One to God and let them know you want to be down on that. You want to be part of
Yeah. I'm.
that.
Yeah. I'm definitely down for that. And what's funny is I wouldn't even like. I've been so. I don't want to say I've been out of touch because I'm active on the social media and everything. Trying to spread the messages and things of that nature. But I've been getting so many emails, so many DMs and everything else that sometimes, like when I'm in creation mode, I'm just like put it to the side, and I might be missing out on some things.
Yeah, I
But
don't be
one thing
seeing
I
you
noticed,
online for a while. I be like, I see you tweet. I'm like, damn, I ain't seen you tweet in like 8 days. What's up with that?
yeah, it's crazy. And what's funny is what I constantly go through is there's a lot of people that hit me up, like for instance, like if you hit me up, it's different. You know what I'm saying? Or if certain people they hit me up, they can hit me direct.
Right,
But it'd be a lot of people that like they see me online, they might follow me. I might follow them back. I believe in following whoever's following me.
right.
You know, as long as you're not a bot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
But
Twitter hates that. They'll follow them back.
yeah.
Why?
So the thing is that they may have a show, they may have some ideas or something, and I constantly get these messages where they're like, "Hey, man, I like to have you featured in my magazine," and whoa, bro, in my bio,
Yeah, huh?
it says
Link
who
in
my
bio.
management is. Yeah, contact my management, or I'll get those dudes. They'll try to carry on the conversation in the DM. I'll be like, all right, here's my management's, email. Reach out to him, send him this, and this, because I know what Leonard's gonna expect. He don't want no,
Oh, he gonna flip out.
oh, yeah, he don't want no BS like, oh, I'm just typing it
What
out
do
real
you mean?
quick.
You should have called me.
Yeah,
You should have called me.
and he expects no matter what level this person is on, they have to come professional.
Right.
So, like, I had this one guy that did not understand that. Like, he tweeted me all this. These are my packages. Like, I see it, dude, but I don't care about that. Like, you got to go through protocol. You going to contact my management, and he'll look it over, and then he'll get with me. And he's like, "Well, why do I have to email it to him if I just tweeted it to you? Because we do things professionally in the right way. You're not gonna freaking send that type of shit to Jay-Z or something. If
Right.
you did, you know what I'm saying?
What's your link? What's your link? Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Then they come, they don't have nothing, like nothing to show you. Like, I'm like, all right, well, send me some paperwork or something. Like, send me something.
See,
Oh, I can tweet you.
that's the thing I can't really stand, because that's a part of me felt like, during quarantine, I said I wanted to learn marketing, like on a heavy level, like not even on some,
Yeah.
go to school shit. Because I'm not gonna say I don't believe in going to school for it, but I'd rather talk to a person that's actually doing it and they can train me one on
Mm-hmm.
one. That's just how I learn. I learn faster that way during on hands training. And all I have to say is that everything is fake.
Yeah.
Everything is fake. Everything is. Look, I literally sat there and I said, "Look, I got $500. I want to invest that in something. Well, besides my LLC, I said I want to invest
Yeah.
that into something." So all of these packages, these people, like there's been like a crazy surge of, "Hey
Yeah.
fam, Spotify this, SoundCloud that, blah blah blah, playlist this, play." I said, you know what? I want to understand this further. And I have literally, like, some people have been hitting me up and saying, "Minx, you ain't been on point with certain things." And it's not because my life is really that distracting, because I'm blessed to have a family that steps in and takes care of the little one while I work. But I've been studying a lot of marketing, and I
Yeah.
literally bought all the programs that these mofo's use.
That these people are using.
I bought all of them. So I
Yeah.
created. I said, and then not on top of that, when I got hit in my comments once again about, "Hey, I can get you verified." My homegirl, who is actually does PR, she does
Yeah.
actual PR. She's just like, "Minx, I'm gonna text you in a little bit about something." So now I'm affiliated. I'm an affiliate with a marketing firm. So now I'm like, at that point, when people climb into my DMs like the other day, "I can get you verified." I said, "I'm sorry, I don't have $4,300. What? I could do it for 150. No, you can't. Because you can't get verified unless you're an LLC. You can't get verified
Yeah.
unless you are actually having a knowledge panel on Google that actually has a certain amount of hits on that. You can't get verified unless they
Mm-hmm.
search you up and they see that you have at least up to 50 press articles written about you. So try again.
And there's one other way too, is if you're trademarked and you have that TSDR number.
Yeah, you all
You
that
know what I
shit.
mean?
Oh,
Which is what I just I've been knew about it, and I've been, in fact, shout out to I gotta give a shout out to Jason Swanson. Black man was on Fox Tech,
mm-hmm.
Fox News Tech or whatever, created Avneo TV, first social media cable network.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Black owned by a
Wow.
black man. You know what I mean? We gonna try to about him, behind the scenes.
Oh,
But
okay. I
yeah,
like
this
that. I like
man,
that.
yeah, like this man, like I'm telling you, this dude is literally he's been like the music field everywhere. He's worked with everybody. You know what I mean? Genius. When I first sat down with him, because I invested in what he was doing, because I don't, I wasn't into buying stock, like that or whatever. But what he was doing was he was only selling stock, private stock to his peoples, to us, like us. You
Right.
know what I mean? Before it goes public. He's like, I'm gonna do it this way and meet with my people, and he'll meet with you, take you out to eat and everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and sit there, and because he sat there and gave me a whole marketing plan, broke the whole game down to me and everything. I'm sitting there like, wow.
Like I can't even get
And
past. I can't even get past these appetizers. My mind is so blown.
yeah, like it was crazy. And he's like, I think before he's like, well, you believe in my dream, so this is what we need to do as people, as you know, as black folks. This is what we need to be doing. But he broke the whole thing down to me, and about trademark. He's like, you need to trademark, your name, trademark it, and from there, everything else will fall into place. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
he told me how. So finally, I spent a lot of different money, and it's not even that much to get your trademark. The problem is that it takes a very long time. It can take months before you get that, but it's gonna give you everything you need.
Yep.
And what I did was, like, right now, everything's in the process, so I'm just waiting on a few of the final steps, and I have mine, and then I'm gonna definitely be hitting up these, like, hey, this guy over here that has this page with this name is similar to mine. Get that out of here. This is me.
Yep.
Like,
Yep. People don't
um,
understand the power of this stuff. That's why they really think that having like buying thousands of followers is what's going to get them
yeah, that
verified.
means
That's
nothing.
not it. Like
Yeah,
you could buy a certification tick, and then when they revamp the system, your shit is going to go away. Like because they can see that
yeah,
it's fake. So and I'm in all the forums, all these black hat forums and forums in general of people. But I always said to myself, like, I don't know what is the benefit of being verified. Like I mean, they look at it as you have like the ultimate cloud juice. Like you are like
yeah.
it.
You know what's funny? It's all smoke and mirrors. This whole, like, when I look at, like, business wise, like, I just came from being a hustler, so it's like, all right, well, it's like, all right, it's perception. Like, oh,
Yeah,
this person has a verified check. You've never heard of this person.
and
They
they
got a
got one.
verified check. Oh, look who followed, retweet, like everything. Like,
Yeah, and you know
like
what?
it's
I don't
it's
know. I
smoke
don't
and
understand
mirrors.
that because there's some people.
It's weird.
There's a dude, right? I've never seen him in my life, never heard of him in my life. He happened to just randomly follow me on Instagram, so as a courtesy, I followed him back. Now he had like 111,000 followers. He had the
Yeah, it's so
blue
crazy.
check, and I'm like, who is this dude? Like, is he someone important? And then I look, and the engagement is not there. He posts a
Yeah,
picture, and 30 likes in about 3 hours, and I'm just like, okay, I don't. The way that I look at it, I always felt like and I've been preaching this a lot. Is the whole perspective of having your own website and shit.
mm-hmm.
I say hashtags have good reach, but keywords reach the entire internet.
Yeah,
So when you put yourself in a position where people are actually investing so much money into Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, I'm just like, you're forgetting about Pinterest, you're forgetting about forums like Reddit, you're forgetting those
Tumblr.
aspects, Tumblr, because I always tell people like an exercise that I learned in marketing is when you use your name right? You actually you know your name. So what you want to write in Google is search like rappers in the Bronx, right? If I ain't on
Mhm.
page one, then that means that I am not properly promoting myself. And
Yep.
that is like if I write a podcast in the Bronx, if I am coming up on page 7 to 10, then that means that I need to invest in more PR, AdSense, uh, just specific places on the internet that you have to pop up on. Even if, like, I tell
Mhm.
people on forums, like World Star, for instance, I don't like World Star. I don't fuck with World Star, but I leave comments. I leave
Yeah.
comments. I do backlinking, meaning that, I just literally, I'll say, yo, that shit is crazy. And then I'll leave like my link in my comment and people will click on it. It's just, it's your internet presence because you're always going to
Yeah.
be searched. Everyone searches for shit. Is do you pop
Hmm.
up when they're doing their search? That's all that is to
Yeah.
me.
It's just like when you'll get these people and they'll be like, oh yeah, like the thing I the funniest part of social media is when you get those just like I've been in this game for blah, blah, blah. And then they were like, and then a person like me, I'm gonna Google you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I like to Google myself sometimes because I was like I'll see like I seen I Googled myself and of course I got the knowledge panel and all this other stuff that goes on. And I just scroll down, and
Hmm.
I'll find like people written articles on. I'm like, what the hell, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
some of these people they'll tell you all this hype, like, oh yeah, and you'll Google them and you'll be like, damn, you're going through multiple pages. I don't see this person anywhere, like you know what I mean? And then
Yep.
finally you get to like 11 and or somewhere crazy, and it'll be like follow so and so on Twitter, and that's
Yep.
it. And it's like,
And one of the
this is
things
it,
that
dude.
one of my my peoples told me, they said, Minx, you really should set up your Wikipedia page. I said, Wikipedia? He goes, yeah. Like, why don't you have a Wikipedia page? When I look at my knowledge panel, because I didn't recently update it, but I recently checked it today, it said Minx
Yeah,
Couture and it said radio personality. I said, oh, I didn't even have to update the shit. I guess somebody,
yeah,
they submitted that, okay, apparently I'm not a rapper or anything anymore. So, they put down I'm a radio personality. So now I
mm.
know. I'm like,
Oh,
wow,
somebody made a suggestion.
somebody made a suggestion. I said, "Oh, so I ain't a rapper, I ain't a producer. I'm just a radio personality to you. Okay, that's cool. But I don't really take offense to that because that means that somebody really,
Yeah,
they were searching for me and they said, "Oh, this is as this." So I'm gonna offer a suggestion because I think she should update this to this. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna rock
yeah,
with that. I'm going to rock with that. But with all these other spots, Wikipedia, this and that, I'm like, well, I've never put any thought to it. I said maybe I should create a Wikipedia page.
yeah. I'm working on that now too. In fact, I talked to Ed tonight, probably later on about that. But and it's so many funny rules with Wikipedia. Like they don't want you to write your own; they want someone else to write it,
Yeah.
and it has to have all these references from all different type of articles written. It's a whole bunch of weird. It's kind of like weird rules because even if you have some of that stuff, but let's say you type it up, you know,
Oh, they know your
and it's like,
IP address. They know your IP address.
yeah, they're gonna like it'll be there for a second, then it's gone. And, you know what I mean? Like, so
That's
one
true.
thing I can say about the Wikipedia, yeah, like you gotta have someone else, or in some instances, I mean, maybe you shouldn't say this out loud, but hey, if you create a whole nother email address and account, that's you know what I mean?
I got about
Because
80.
they're really checking for, like, for instance, like me, I can't get anything off because City the Great. I keep it real generic. Everything I do, whether it's my uh, username or my usernames, or to find me, it's always City the Great. Right? Even if it's an email, whatever, City the Great. You know what I mean? Because that way, when people are looking for me, I all I gotta know is my name.
Right.
But so if I try to create a Wikipedia, they'd be like, obviously this is you, dude. Like it's not
For
like
real.
I can sit there and know, you know.
But that's not too bad though. That's always good to keep, understanding. Obviously, like we move like business people. Like we've
Yeah,
always moved this way, and I think that's why some of us are getting ahead further in our journey than others because they're still trying to figure it out. You have some people like
yeah.
myself who want to educate people because some of us is I hate to keep saying it, but a bitch is getting old. You know what I'm saying? I've been noticing wrinkles on my face that contour ain't fixing, and I'm like, you know what? I need to start solidifying, especially if people are parents. If you guys are artists and you're parents and you're not
Yeah.
solidifying like a plan for in case you quit but your music stays up, do those royalties go to your children's bank account? Just
Yeah,
little
I got
little things like that.
yeah, and you know what's cool is that I know I don't want to touch on the distro kid,
I
but
knew it was coming. I was waiting for.
but one of the things I do like that they have is it's called lifetime beneficiary.
Oh, they do.
So yeah, so what happens is they have so many. It's weird. Like I like what they do. I like what they. I can say and especially the ability to have the opportunity to reach out to the guy who the founder of it and actually I don't know how they do it, how they find the time with this small amount of people that they have to talk to everybody, but they talk
Yeah.
to everybody. You know what I mean? That is involved. So, but yeah, for each release, um, and it's not unfortunately it's not included in your membership, but you only pay a small amount for your membership a year anyway.
Yeah, like I think it's what
But
$19
it's
a
a
year.
one time, yeah, it's like a one time ever fee.
Okay.
Like if it's an album, like it might be regardless of how many songs you have, whatever many songs on it, but like I think it's like $40 or $25 or something like that, and for the entirety of eternity, that will if you die, it's gonna go to that person you left it to. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Yeah, which is pretty cool because like I said, like when I was searching through distribution, like TuneCore and all this other stuff, and there's other avenues could also go. If you really want to sit down with certain, it's like you always got to sit down with an entity and try to work out a distribution deal, and nobody really wants to do that because there's always some underhanded shit going on. Like TuneCore and CD Baby are very popular, but then you look at like, all right, well, what exactly are they offering me? Like, I gotta pay every time I want to release something. I gotta pay. You're charging me $10 for this, additional for that, and something else for this, and oh, we can give you mixing and mastering. I should have that already if I'm releasing music, right? You know what I'm saying?
That
Now you
I
charge
do
me
agree
for
with
that.
that because I mean I think the only thing that sucks about having so many different distribution companies, um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they don't really check. You know, first of all, the
Yeah,
quality. A lot of artists are releasing shit that sounds like it should be on a trial basis, like Reverb or SoundCloud. You know,
yeah,
why not just release the track? Like, I have like a method to my madness as to the certain conversations, like the distro kid conversation,
yeah,
because my whole thing is that I like to challenge thought in this community, and my whole thing was, this became the standard. DistroKid
yeah,
became the standard. And I want to
yeah.
know
It's crazy.
why it became the standard because I feel like DistroKid is a dope concept. I don't think it's executed right. And the only reason why I don't think it's executed right is because of the way that it's labeled. You know what I mean? Like it's labeled as an advertising company, right? Which it is technically because they're advertising the hell out of their brand. But
Yeah.
I feel that what sucks about it is that there's no real actual checks. Like, why does a song get released and then you get hit with a flag that people are complaining that copyright infringement? Why didn't you run those checks prior to it dropping?
But
Um,
you you know what's funny with that? Like, so the problem, and this is another problem I can't say with this show, kids, is like for people like me and you, it's a powerful. I've been with them a while before people started really jumping on the bandwagon, but it's a for people like me and you, it's a powerful tool to have because we understand each thing, and they give you they give you a breakdown. Like they coach you through the whole entire process. Like as you type stuff in, oh, stores want this. You have to type it like this. Need this. This is the requirements. A lot of people not gonna read that shit. Oh, look,
No,
you
they're
know.
just like release,
But
release, release, release.
yeah, they're just hit and release, and then they get email back like, hey, you know. But for people like me and you that understand the business, understand what's needed, and things like that, and like to read on stuff, um, it's a powerful tool because, like for instance, if you're releasing something, the DistroKid also has YouTube whitelist. They have distro lock where they'll fingerprint your music for you.
Right.
They'll fingerprint your file so it doesn't get leaked, and you can lock it. And then you just when you decide, oh yeah, it could be uploaded, unlock it or whatever. Or if you want to give somebody permission, like unlock it real quick. I give this person permission. You can do all that ahead of time. But once again, when you have the problem with them, I think is that they have all this cluttered all over the place, and they'll have their YouTube page or their Instagram page. The average person is not the average artist that just does the music is not going to sit there, watch your short videos on how to do stuff, read stuff on how to. They're not doing that. They just want to release. So I think if they had I think they just need a better format. Definitely, you
Yeah,
know,
they like with that.
like for us, it's a
Most of
playground.
them.
It's like, ooh.
Yeah, yeah. Most people, especially kids that are coming from. I say kids because they still are.
Mm-hmm,
They're coming from a SoundCloud world, so they think it's that easy. I
mm-hmm.
think that they need like all distribution companies. I don't care if it's TuneCore, I don't care if it's Amuse to Level to wherever. I've tried most of them. I don't think that it's all about excitement of paying for a year. I can release whatever the fuck I want type shit. I'm like,
Yeah,
what about the education behind letting these artists know the power that they need in order to like protect themselves? They should offer
yeah,
these different things. They should also offer like yo, y'all can retain me. I don't care. I'll be the little face in the corner and say, make sure you sign up for your publishing. Make sure that you sign up for a sound stand service. Like I'll be that little girl, the
yeah,
little virtual girl in the corner, say, click here. So you like it's like they don't have like you have artists that they
yeah.
send me music, right? And I play their song and everybody gets a sound scan alert but this artist.
Mm-hmm.
So radio people or people in podcasting or broadcasting will just be like, oh well, that's just one less thing on my plate. No, I reach out to that artist. Hey, look, I played your song. And for some strange reason, there was no sound scan service that hit me up and said that I'm getting a strike on your record. And they're like,
Yeah.
a sound scan service. I have DistroKid. No, 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 no. I'm like, see, now you lost. Now you are lost. Like maybe DistroKid
Yeah.
should release or create a sound scan service with DistroKid, so this way people don't like pretty much when it comes to distribution. I think it should be a one stop shop for everything, for
Yeah.
everything. Publishing,
Everything.
yeah, everything should be transparent so people are not going crazy because it would be like I am so amazed with the fact that we have sites like Yahoo, Bing, and Google that artists do not know the process. So when you
Yeah, they
have
don't know
people,
nothing.
yeah, you and I could be sitting there like talking about some shit, and I get a DM, hey, I don't mean to be nosy or poke and prod, but I had a question about what you said about a sound scan service. I'm like, what's the question? What is that? I'm like, who's your manager? Because I see in your bio you have a manager. So why is your manager not telling you how to manage that?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's all titles. Like people are excited to have a title. I'm a manager, okay, but you can't manage shit. Just like when I go into Reddit, I got so pissed. I was in a marketing forum and we were all exchanging ideas about the best ways to support the artists that we work with, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody wrote this long drawn out, and I got kicked out of this group because I keep it fucking real and I don't care about anyone's feelings. And this person was writing this whole thing about I just got hired at one of the top firms, but how do you do this? I said, well, here's what makes me laugh. You got people like myself who are qualified for these positions, But because we don't have a bachelor's degree or we don't have that one little certificate,
Exactly.
you get the job, but you're coming into a forum asking all of us who get turned down for these jobs for advice, and you're going to be making an extra comma over me? No, fuck you. I ain't telling you shit. They're like,
Exactly.
damn,
Yeah.
Minx, that was kind of harsh. I said, but come on. This is like working at a regular job. They hired a girl. I've always been a receptionist. I know how to use the internet. I know, and I always say to people all the time, don't tell your boss all your skills, because then they'll use you and they won't pay you for the skills. So
Exactly. Yeah.
it's just best to go into the job that you, what's the description? Answer phones and check in mail? Great. I ain't managing your social media. I ain't making files and faxes and all this shit if you ain't paying me for that. So that's the same thing that happens with being a musician. Your skills don't matter. Your education and knowledge don't matter, especially when you get hit with one of these like marketing people hit you up. And I'm like, so you're offering me promo? Yes, $30. I can get you 300 million plays. And I'm like, great. Okay, so what do you need from me? Your Cash App. No. I'm sorry. No, what do you need from me? Do you need my analytics from Spotify? No, I don't need that. I just do. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I actually work with a PR firm. They don't do shit like that. And that's why I also believe that a lot of people are failing, because they don't know their audience. They don't want to know their audience. They just want to know that they got fucking streams.
Yeah, exactly. They're just, you know what they're doing? It's like they're flipping money.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm gonna pay, and they're not flipping it to double it. It's just crazy. I'm gonna pay XYZ for these amount of Spotify streams, right? I'm paid, let's say $75 and get whatever thousands of
75,000
and then
streams. Yeah.
you get like $100, like you know what I mean, like, or $80, and it's like,
Where's the fans?
but now you got to keep doing that, because now that you've created that visual, people are thinking like you're gonna keep sending it back, but nothing is gonna add. Like, your numbers are gonna look crazy, and then
Yeah, and then when you
like
finally
you're
decide,
living a lie, because if someone wants to book you for a show based off these numbers,
oh,
based off these numbers, this is how many monthly listeners you're getting.
yeah, you got
So
104, you got 104 million people, and nobody knows. That's why I be telling these people, like when they be running these ads on Instagram, right? This is what cracks me up.
yeah.
I'm not gonna say I'm a troll, but I become the queen of petty when it comes to these ads, that people started following me because of my comments that I leave. I said, maybe this is my niche. Maybe I just see some bullshit and I call it out, and then 15 kids like it, and then they follow me. Okay, that's cool. So this dude had posted up, and that's another thing. Instagram and Facebook, they got to get it together with figuring out, just because someone can afford an ad don't mean that they are true. You have a lot of spammers and people that are scam artists that are running ads. Just because somebody is running an ad doesn't make them legit. So y'all need to get that shit out your head. So this dude posts up. He's like, oh, follow my guide. I got 1 million streams. So I wrote in the comments, I said, okay, congratulations. But I did a Twitter search on you. Ain't nobody talking about you. So who are you? Like, y'all got to challenge. Stop getting the numbers. People just got to get in their mind everything's fake. Everything is fake.
Yeah.
Cardi B's numbers is fake. Her following is fake. Down to Jay-Z, Beyonce, down to every celebrity that you know. Get it in your head. They're fake.
There's this dude, I can't disclose his name. But he, he's one of them dudes that got so much knowledge in his head, he just can't shut up.
Yep, like me. Mm-hmm.
So, but he did a lot of stuff for a lot of big people, and I worked with him, and he was telling me, he's like, hey, first thing he told me was so true, because that was when I wasn't even, and still I kind of, don't really care about YouTube, because they're not paying me enough on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For me to sit there like, hey guys, sign on to my YouTube, like, all right, I need freaking billions of streams in order to see anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's like, listen, he's like, fuck SoundCloud and everything else. Put all your stuff on YouTube. I'm like, what? Like, why? He's like,
I agree, though.
because
I
when
agree.
you meet anybody, right? He's like, when you meet anybody as an artist, yeah, I rap. First thing they ask you is what? They ask you, are you on YouTube? They don't ask you anything else.
They
And I
don't
was
say,
like,
"Are you
yo,
on
this dude.
Spotify?" No, I don't. You're right. I don't really hear that. Are you on SoundCloud? Like that shit ain't
Yeah.
made no more.
The first thing they say is you on YouTube. And I'm like, yo, that is fucking true. And my guy in Dubai even told me, he's like, out there, they don't listen to Spotify. They don't listen to that. Their life is on YouTube. They drive around in cars playing music on YouTube. I'm like, that's crazy. But yeah, he told me that. Then he told me how about, you know, he's the one who really schooled me on the growth hacking. And he was like, you know,
Oh, I know what you go. I know what you gonna say.
yeah, he's like, do you really believe that these people, they drop something and in a matter of minutes they have
Hell
all these
no.
millions of views? He's like, all these, he's like, go through, he's like, he gave me a name, somebody, few people. He's like, go through their first few comments and then click on the people who left those comments.
And then you'll see that they have a profile but no content. They don't have a comment.
Inactive, like,
Yeah.
like,
But
it's crazy. And I was like,
that's crazy because you know what? I actually finished a course on YouTube, right? And
yeah,
I purchased another program about that. You see what I'm saying? So I had a bunch of producers in there with their panties in a bunch because I said to them, I said, you know how many hits the term type beat gets per day? 60 million hits per day. So you really think, right? Drake type beat alone gets 40 million.
yeah,
Like I bought this software and all I did was because I want to figure out it. Because I said, look, if I'm going to use a service, I want to know how that service works. And it's the same shit with TikTok. It's the same shit. Everything is automated. So that's why I say a lot of people, it's either you're going to do it right organically and it's going to take you a long time to get there, or you're going to do what other people do, which is they do the growth hacking. They do the whole, because like if I look at someone's page and they got 114 followers, they could be the hottest rapper. I ain't gonna follow them. That's just what it is.
yeah.
I mean, I may follow you if you hot, but if you I'll be like, you know, I wish you the best of luck next.
Yeah.
But if you got 114K, you could be the most trashiest rapper. People always look at your followers, then your engagement, then your content. That's that's what it is. So what they always say is that if you're gonna trick the system, like if you a type of person, you have artists that they drop songs just so that they can fake the numbers, and then they take that number and then they put it into merch, and then they take the money they make from merch and put it back into the number. So if it's a cycle, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you can't fake your following. Like when I say you can't fake your following, you can't fake like people that fuck with you. You know, it's not going to happen. So it's like you could fake it till you make it, or you're going to fake it so hard you're going to break it, and then a PR company is going to tell you, look, sorry, bruh, but you got to start over because it's saying that your analytics, you popping in the UK, but then you're also popping in Maine. You got 10 million streams in Maine, knowing that that's your apartment. Because you got the fake shit going on, the IP addresses, because people don't think about the IP addresses you got to fuck with. So it's like, if I'm going to fake it, I'm going to learn the right way to do it. But a lot of these companies that are saying that, you know, we could do this, we could do that, I just dropped $500 on PR. And people thought I was crazy in my family. I said, look, now that I got my LLC, I need to turn this up a notch. I want to invest $500 into my PR for Minx Radio. Everyone's like, oh my God. I said, wait a minute. I'm selling merch. I'm selling services. I have my
Mm-hmm.
consultations. I have my one-on-ones. I saved up all this money. Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
So I was like, it wasn't an ask question. I just was telling y'all what the fuck it is I'm doing. But anyway, I took that money and my homegirl that did the marketing, she hit me up. Back to that story. So she hits me up and she's like, hey, so my husband and I, we do marketing and I want you to be an affiliate with us, but do you want to do it? So I said, look, I ain't selling shit unless I try it myself. I don't believe in trying, like, let me drink the Kool-Aid first. If I die, then it didn't work.
Yeah.
So I said, let me invest the $500. So I did. And lo and behold, because you can buy followers, but you can't buy impressions on Instagram. So
Mm-hmm.
you can't buy that. So I look in and I'm just like, oh shit. Like, this shit is real. Cause I went from 6,000 to 12,000 and now I can post in my stories again. And now I got people hitting me up asking me for rates. So I'm like, does investing in PR make a difference? Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Now
Like
some
people don't
people
get that. Like,
they're like 500 Minx, 500. Can you do me better? I said, but this is what you're not getting. This is not a marketing company that climbed into my DMs with the hey bro, hey sis, hey fam. This is someone that I
mm-hmm.
fucking know. I went to high school with that defended me. I defended her, had lunch and dinner with her husband and herself. So I know them personally. So
Yeah.
if it was a hey bro, hey sis, hey fam situation and I could have went and just took that money and fucking just bought followers or whatever the fuck it was, then yes. But when you look and you see their networks, you go in their pages for this company and they're like, look, we're doing a giveaway, $500, iPad, I this, I that, but you got to follow everybody that we're following, and I see that my picture's there. I'm like, oh shit, this is real.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? Because this weekend I'm actually be showing everybody the analytics. I'm gonna tell everybody it worked, but it ain't cheap. $500 ain't that
Yeah.
ain't that people. Some people be like, oh, that ain't, man. I'll get that in unemployment, but you won't spend that.
Yeah.
You won't invest in yourself. You'll go with the hey bro, hey sis, hey fan people. So
Mm-hmm.
I will definitely say that from my experience and knowing you, you know, I've seen your growth. I've seen you from the beginning. I've seen you now, and a person like you, I don't think you would need PR because you already know what you're doing. Like you actually working with the
Yeah.
right people and stuff like that. But people like me, that I exhausted all my shit, and I just was like, yo, I think my Instagram is broken. No, 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 it's okay. Let us fix it. And I see that they fixed it. I'm like, oh shit, I ain't mad at it.
Yeah.
I feel like I got my money's worth. So I don't feel like, that feeling you get, oh my God, I got scammed from my own people. Like,
Yeah. But you know what's good though? Like, if it's the right person that knows, like, not even the right person, but if you play it correctly, like, cause our dude was telling me like those numbers are meant to just draw attention.
yep,
By the time those numbers drop off, you should have
you should have already made that
already
back.
gained. He's like, because people are gonna repeatedly watch something that has a lot of views just to find something wrong. He's like, don't worry about dislikes. We don't worry about dislikes. We don't worry about likes. Dislikes is just as good as likes. He's like, because people are gonna watch it. If somebody don't like something, they're gonna watch it even more. I gotta find something else. What's wrong with this? They're gonna keep watching it. I'm like, yo, this dude's a freaking genius. I was
That's
like,
true.
I'm
That's
sitting
why
there
I used
like,
to say, if you're gonna buy likes, you better buy
yeah,
dislikes too, because if people, it has to be. Everybody's not gonna like the shit. That's why I used to say, like,
yeah,
even the like some of these like spots, they'd be like, okay, we give you, you could give us $100 and we'll give you 1,000 positive comments, and then they have the other service. Okay, you give us $50, we'll give you about 30 negative comments. You gotta buy both.
yeah,
You have to buy
yeah.
both. Like, why the
It's
fuck
like,
wouldn't you want to buy both?
yeah, and these artists with the big money, like they can, they can do that all the way around the board. It might not even be them. They just have a team that takes care, but they got the resource, they got the funds for that.
Yeah,
And
the
what's
label
funny is
does.
I
Yeah.
found out Um, so there's this other production team that I work with as well. I've been like buying beats from them for years and everything else. They do a lot of webinars and stuff for artists, like to try to get you knowledge wise on things. They have books on marketing and everything. And so recently they sent me an email on funding for artists, like there's grants and everything else that artists can get and everything else. And they sent me a list of these, and I'm like, man, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
like I didn't know this shit because the dude who ran it, he's still independent, but he's got tons of plaques for streams, and selling XYZ amount of beats to but he's worked with mainstream artists, but he does a lot of stuff for the independent community with though, like you can get the same thing these people get, but at an affordable rate, as far as
Exactly.
yeah, and I'm like, that's super cool. Like some of their I like I always struggle with getting into the whole contest stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to do that stuff back in the day, but at a certain point it's like, because sometimes they're one sided, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, they
but
always they always pick their winner. The winner's already
yeah,
chosen. It's just building the cloud around the contest itself.
exactly. Now they have a lot of contests where I was like, damn, I missed that shit. Because there's so many winners, it's like a little like, all right, well, shit, there's a probability to come out with something. I can come out with an expensive ass microphone. I could use that. You know what I'm saying? Other people be like, I want a damn microphone. You know what I mean? But a contact list with XYZ beats with unlimited exclusive rights or, all these other entities. So it's really cool. In fact, while we're on the topic of producers, I also got to give a shout out to my man, Ben Dreddy Beats. That's the one who made a few beats. On Bounce Back, um, the On Site, which is the song that I'm getting a lot of people hit me up about, like, oh, I see you knocking off Takashi 6ix9ine's head or whatever, but you know what I'm saying. Um, and I remember KKK. He made that beat as well. He lives in a small town in in a state far out. So he's an awesome producer. Definitely a great beat maker. We actually met on BeatStars. We're working on a project as well. We're working on a whole entire project together, custom made joints, and we just sit there trading ideas. Very talented dude. So definitely gotta give a shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of producers that you'll meet well, beat makers that you'll meet on BeatStars and stuff like that, they'll want to sell you some beats as much as they can, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? And then there's some
Hmm.
that's actually passionate, like, oh, I like what you're doing, and I like how you sound on my stuff. Let's work together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I definitely got to shout the homie out because I'm appreciative when I meet good people like that. You know what I'm saying?
And that's
So
very rare. That really is rare, especially online. A lot of artists hit me up and they're like, "Hey, sidebar, do you have any beats that we could work on?" Or and I'm like, "You know what? I'm probably, going to take all the abundance of beats that I have and I'm probably
yeah,
just going to do like a Zoom conversation and just play them shits and say, okay, okay, who wants this? Who wants that? Okay, you want this?
yeah,
All
yeah.
right,
Cause you be
boom.
having some beats that I'd be like, yo, I gotta,
Yo,
I gotta,
I feel like obviously I'm a melody head. I love melodies.
yeah,
I don't really make beats like everyone else does. Like let me try to squeeze out 10. It's just I'll just be sitting there, something like pop in my head and like, oh, let me just work on that. But
yeah,
I feel like I'm at the point now where if you're gonna use the female producer handle on Twitter, that you better start doing some female producer shit. So I think what one of my albums I think I will do probably this year is just produce a full album. I probably won't hop on any tracks. I just want to make the beats and just get artists on it and put myself out there as a producer because selling beats is dope. Don't get me wrong. I know that that's a
Yeah.
hustle. Some people need it to do, to do that to make ends meet. And I'm not knocking that. Um,
Hmm.
but I really feel like, especially with the climate change, the shift, black businesses are thriving. People are actually seeking out people that are doing these things. It's like now it's just time to just say F it, get people on the shits and get something happening
Yeah.
because life's too short. And I
You
got,
owe us an album.
yeah, I owe.
We had this conversation last year.
I owe every look. I owe y'all an album. I owe y'all compilation
Like a few
albums.
albums.
I owe y'all a few. I mean, I've just been dropping singles and stuff, but you know,
Yeah,
do
but
our.
we need that body of work. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
I told you that.
I'm sending
Let's see,
out.
that was
No, go
yeah,
ahead.
that was a year and a couple of months ago. I was like, yo,
Yeah, I know.
drop
I've
the
been sending
album.
out features and stuff like that. Like I just recently
Yeah,
started doing that, reaching out to artists and saying, hey, I have this beat. I did the hook. Um, the hook is done. So do you want to hop on it? And
yeah,
they're like, oh my God. But everybody tells me the same thing. I'd rather be in the studio with you though. Like I don't want to just hop on it and just send it back. Like I want to feel that energy. I'm like, well, that means a lot to me that you would rather be in the studio with me than to just record some shit and send it back to me to mix. Like that means a lot.
yeah,
Hopefully when COVID is done, I mean I do have you in mind for a couple of songs. I just haven't really figured out. I got to
yeah.
listen to the
Hey,
new joint. I
I
got
told you this is all I do. Like, you know what I'm saying? You send me something,
I got to listen
guarantee
to the
all you
new
got.
I got to listen
All
to
I
the
need
new
is the
joint.
vibe of it, and it's you know
Yeah, I definitely
I'm
have
ready.
you in mind. I definitely have you in mind for a couple of things. I've been talking to Leonard about it because he's about to wring my neck around. Like, what are we doing, Mix? What are we doing? Are we gonna
Yeah.
do? Are we doing this? I'm like, yeah. You know what? Yeah. So I'm gonna put a package together and just reach out to everybody and just let everybody know that let's get this out the way because I think my EP is done. I think I have maybe two more songs to mix, and then I'll be dropping LV2 and the merch and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
any final thoughts? Like, you have any final thoughts or opinions about anything?
Um. I mean, I'm just really excited about this project. No. Put it like this. It's 6 tracks, 5 tracks of just me. Like, now I ain't do no features. This go around. You know what I'm saying? Um. Like I said, they'll have to tune in to see. But the big homie Special Ed, yes, came out to do to touch up the project. You know what I'm saying? Um. But yeah, I'm really excited about it because uh like I gave a lot. Like each song got a different twist to it, and it's something that I went back into my element, my hunger, my wordplay, and the challenge that I gave the listeners on this one is let's just see how many of these punchlines and metaphors that they can figure out. You know what I'm saying?
I
Because
feel
each
you.
time you listen to it, I'm guaranteed you're gonna find something different that you didn't notice before. So,
So it's
yeah,
definitely
I'm just
something.
really excited. I'm always excited to release something that I've created. You know what I'm saying, or uh, played a part in creating, just to see how it resonates with people. You know,
Well, that's dope. I mean, I'm happy that you know this is like such a dope time to sit down and talk to everyone that's out here working and hustling and still
yeah,
dropping music during these trying times. And um, I'm happy that you're safe, your family's safe. We're still having that positive energy and just pushing.
yeah,
Um, so basically, your mixtape is dropping on. Well, actually, when this airs, it'll be today. It'll be today.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and it'll be on platforms everywhere, right? It'll be on Spotify.
Everywhere.
Okay.
Um, yeah, there's pretty much nowhere you can't find it. It's gonna be on Tidal, Amazon Music, of course, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube, Google Play Music, Media Box, Napster, everywhere. iHeart, it's gonna be everywhere. So, definitely, you know, put like this 14 minutes of people's time. You know what I'm saying?
That's all it takes, and they'll be
That's all it takes. You know what I'm saying?
lifelong fans.
Yeah, and I think I think I'm definitely with projecting the album, the next album or the main album now is mainly working on going to probably project that for sometime December, but I will be revisiting with a couple other projects throughout the year because like I said, me and the homie Vendretti, we're working on something, of course, with DJ Bad. Um we're also but this project that I'm releasing, that's gonna be a series. So that's volume one. You know what I'm saying? So there'll be a volume two and everything else. You know what I mean? I don't have no release dates on those yet because I haven't started constructing those yet. But next is gonna be the joint with me and the homie Vendretti, and then the album. In the next album,
Well, awesome.
and we got to chop it up because I definitely need some work with you on the main album.
I
You know
got
what I'm
you.
saying?
I definitely got you. I definitely got you. I
Yeah,
got a whole have a whole arsenal to to pick from or to create on your own. So, I've been doing that recently a lot, having people on Zoom while I make the beat. Um, it's still not the same as being in the lab though, but it'll do for a while.
yeah, and that's dope because that's what well, so the engineer I've been working with, he's in Dubai, so the time zone is crazy.
Right.
So a lot of times I like to, but the connection is real. Like we've connected on a point where it's like it's funny because I'll send it over to get mixed, and when he sends it back, um, I'll listen to it. I'll be like, damn, that's exactly what the fuck I wanted to hear in that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to tell him like, yo, yeah, I wanted the beat to be dropped out right here. I wanted this pitch on this vocal on this word, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, but me and Vendretti recently, in fact, we were on the phone. We were on video chat while he was letting me just hear some samples, and I was like, yo, that right there, that'd be dope with these type of drums and creating like so that's a dope thing. Like I think that like I would definitely like to do that. Like sit there and be on Zoom or whatever have you, and just like going back and forth trading ideas, man. You know?
Oh hell yeah! I really look forward to that because that's just something that I love doing now. Like it's just dope. I just make my beats live. I make my beats on Zoom and building with people. So we
Yeah.
definitely when you get time we'll come up with a date and get something popping.
Yeah, I'm always free. Weekend time, the weekend, I'm always free. Except for a lot of times, Friday is my gaming night. And it but I mean besides the Friday gaming night, usually I spend some time in my fortress of solitude and just put on beats. And sometimes what I do like with the whole Instagram live is what I did too was I play beats that I have and let my listeners, my fan base, they'll listen in, and if I ask them like, which one y'all think I should, attack next, what would y'all like to hear me on, or what do y'all think it is? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Give them some involvement. You know, I'll probably start putting people in the contributions, the credits. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
Probably be the
dope.
next thing.
I look forward to that. I definitely do. I definitely do. And basically, you guys can reach out to City. What's the best social media handles for everyone to reach you at?
City the Great.
That's simple. Yeah, everywhere you can
Yeah,
find City the Great. Make sure y'all reach out to him. Make sure y'all
and
check
make
out
sure it's spelled THE
not the.
because I get a lot of the great. Like no. you know.
Well, if you guys at the end of this interview, you guys can check out the link in the description. All of City's information will be there, so you can follow him on his journey. And of course, again, City, I thank you so much for coming on tonight. Especially during these tough times, but sometimes we have to uplift people with the greatness that's going on in our lives.
Yeah, and I thank you for having me on, man. It's
Absolutely.
always a pleasure.
Absolutely. And make sure again, like I said, follow City. I'm gonna be checking. And enjoy your evening, everybody. And we will talk to you soon on the Mix Show podcast.